Today is the most beautiful winter solstice I believe, ever experienced. The weather's spectacular, the snow is crunchy, there's little rabbit feet on my outside meditation rock. There's just the spectacularness about the day. I don't know that I would have noticed how spectacular the day is if I didn't choose to pause and take a moment and just come out here and be in the experience of what it's like to be in this experience. I think a lot of people get quite caught up at this time of year with what they might label as obligation and responsibility and duty and all the things that are draining about this time of year. It's like the language around it is couched in the most wonderful time of the year. And the reality for most people happens to be that they're basically pushing themselves through to get through the holiday season. Overextended, broke, exhausted. There's no real break to it. It's just getting through it. So I invite you to notice, just notice, if you are in the getting through mode, will you give yourself permission to just pause? So there are beliefs that you hold around having to do a thing like hosting or showing up to your sisters when you don't want to, or showing up to, whatever, or buying $2,000 worth of gifts when you're like, what the fuck, they have everything. So that sort of thing. So it's like, just pause, and in the moment of the pause, bring your attention to the base of your spine, wherever you think that is for you. It's good. And in the pausing and in the noticing, you might discover that, okay, well, is this really important to me? Am I doing this out of obligation, or am I doing this because it brings me joy? And then, when you know that it's one or the other and you try to confuse yourself, go right back to the same question until you know and you can honor the yes and the no, the clarity of it all. And then when you do that comes the hard part, because the hard part is, now you got to make a choice. And making mindful, congruent choices is not easy. It's one of the toughest things to do because we're so pulled into habit. And sometimes the congruent choice is the habit, right? Some people just want to be destructive, and it is what it is. However, if that's not what you want, if you don't want to continue to replicate self and other destructive tendencies, the great pause is necessary for you to notice in this moment that you're in, moving forward, how is the choice that you're about to make going to have an impact? Is it going to move you forward into what's meaningful for you? Or is it going to move you toward obligation and resentment and restraint and responsibility? That's a very interesting word that we'll unpack later, but however you hold those things. So your beliefs about it shape your choices, and your choices shape your reality. So you could, through the pause, the great 30-second pause, notice what you want your reality to be, make the choice that aligns with that, and in the process, discover how you can shift your beliefs about it all. I wish you all a spectacular holiday season. I hope you have the most fun. To me, the dark days, they're shortenings, but this is a bittersweet day for me. I love winter. I love everything about winter, and I love everything about fall and spring and summer. So for me, it's such a wonderful time to just take a moment and self-reflect and notice what's meaningful for me, notice what's important for me, and make the choices that align with that. So thanks for listening, and I wish you all a spectacular holiday season and a happy new year. I may show up again before then. Who knows? It's also intuitive for me. So have a magnificent